having a chat. I must just say that there's a problem out there. Fake prophets. How many people are sick and tired of fake prophets? Because I am. Like, there's been an influx of content creators who masquerading as prophets. Okay. And they always talk about the Zimbabwean politics, what's going on within the Zimbabwean circles. And then using that as prophecy, lying that God has sent them. But the funny part is there's a lot that's going on in the country that they are not even being able to prophesy, except people's death. There's one guy, his wife is very much, the wife is very much active on weddings and women gathering and so forth. But the husband always talk about people's death. That's all that he does. He's a fake prophet. But I must also say that some of you need to be very careful, because once things change in Zimbabwe, some of you will be held accountable badly, okay? Don't say I did not warn you. Shout out, everybody. Welcome to Rumbi Uncensored. It's a beautiful afternoon. I can't wait to chat with you guys. I can see a number of you. Guys, before we get inside of all this scoop, the GEZA fake prophecy of his death, we have Nyokayemabhunu. I've never spoken about him, but I thought, you know what? Let me just talk. Holy Tain, apologize to Wingy D. We're looking at that as well. All right, some of you, I know it's your first time to pass through this channel. Please just make sure that you subscribe and ring the bell. But to my regulars, I can see you all send me some love and light. Rumbi Makari Coleta, shout out to you. I'm doing well. It's so good to see you guys. Happy Thursday. All right, so guys, make sure that at least you like the live, thumbs up the video, and share with others in your groups. Okay, so that people are informed. They don't have to listen to the lies that are circulating out there. Lies every day. All right, I said Holy Tain is apologizing. He apologized to a lot of people. Let me read some of his apologies. He said he's sorry. But I looked at him now. He's a changed man. He's a different man than the way that he was. The guy used to just look drunk all the time. Was he drunk? I'm not sure, but he used to look drunk. So he said, I'm very sorry. I was such a hypocrite who messed up his name in the industry. I'm very sorry for being the lunatic who was always provoking other influencers. I'm very sorry I was such a reckless fellow who always generated negative headlines. I'm very sorry I was unprofessional, ill-mannered, and disorganized. I'm very sorry I was disrespectful. I was stuck in my wild teenage behavior. Oh, wow. I'm very sorry I had a lot of anger issues which I failed to control. Wally 10 says Wingy D is the number one, and I'm very sorry to Wingy D. I must just say that I respect Wally 10 for saying so, because I'm expecting this kind of message from Emmerson Mnangagwa. For all that the pain has caused us, he should be in a position to say, Zimbabweans, I'm sorry. I was so crazy about power and the love of things. I was literally sinking in greedy. Please forgive me. I'm waiting. I need that message to come from Emmerson Mnangagwa. But some people think that is not serious, though. I could see people say, Holy 10, Wingy D timeline is crazy. Wingy D is my role model. He's a snake longer than his dreadlocks. I hate Wingy D. He's the best musician, best dressed artist. Now, I'm so sorry he's the best. What's next from guys? When a person apologizes, it means they have apologized. We need to move on and talk about important things. Okay, GEZA revolution. Guys, the only reason why people are having sleepless nights is because they just don't know what's coming. They want to know what's coming, but they don't know what is coming, even though it's coming, okay? That's the reason why there's a whole lot of things, of fake prophets. There are also people, I actually heard this morning that some of the guys were saying, Hans, I'm working with Akasukure and a guy called what? Saruwaka sort of, yeah, hey, yes, 100%. And I'm like, oh, wow, really? I don't even know who is Saruwaka. I don't know these people. But there's a lot of fake information that is being manufactured just to cause discord. Zimbabweans, keep your focus, okay? We focus on the important things. What are my jokes? But one of the most important things I'm here is this lie that GEZA is almost dying. So there's a man who sounds very Nigerian. I think he had a chat with Chatufa there, one of my brother out there. And I think someone shared the video with me. That's when I saw the headline that, they're warning GEZA that he may die. And I was like, let me just listen. What is this about? Guys, Let me let you guys listen to what I heard so that at least you can judge for yourself. You guys can judge for yourself. Okay, where's that video again? I pray to God I did the right thing. Anywho, wow, what happened to the video? For that fake prophet. Okay, there we go. Okay, guys, take a listen, please. Oh, my bad.
So victory is our portion.
Okay.
We fight not to win, but we fight already in victory. So victory is our portion.
Okay.
We fight not to win, but we fight already in victory. So victory is our portion. And the word we declare is what cancels whatever that the devil and his acolytes might plan against the people of God. So I just want us to have a listen to what was said by this servant of God pertaining to the life of Comrade GEZA.
What they were planning against him, in fact, is what I saw. That they have given him a poison. This happened some months ago. And right after that prophecy, after some days or maybe a week, and then you saw what happened to the man. Is that he developed some problems in the body.
I think people may still remember the time that Warakash were running around so much and saying that GEZA is sick, GEZA is sick, GEZA is about to die, and so on and so forth. By the time he came back and he said, you were saying that I'm dead and I'm sick and so on and so on. I'm sure this is that time when they knew that they'd done something to him. So that's why Warakash were already now running ahead and saying that he was sick, he's about to die, and things like that.
So may God really protect the leaders, those God is raising up in our generation. God is raising, God is planning to use them for the benefit, for the profit of our countries, our nations. We have to keep them always in prayer. This is what we want. Hallelujah. God may raise up faithful men and women who will stand for our nations, who are having the heart of the nation, the heart of people, who can see how people are being afflicted, oppressed, and suffering, and they also put themselves on their shoulder, on their position. We need such men. We need the women, the men like that. And so we may keep pushing them and praying for them more and more in prayer. May God really help Zimbabwe in the season.
Does this sound like a prophecy to you? Guys, I'm just so sick and tired of nonsense, honestly. Does this sound like a prophecy? If you wish Zimbabwe well, there's nothing wrong. If you want to pray in your house, pray for the Zimbabwean people. But coming out and lie that I have a prophecy and manufacture, first and foremost, GEZA was never sick. Remember, I came here and I told you that it was a lie. So if you are saying that he was poisoned, by who? Where? He wasn't sick. So where did you know about the poison? It's fabricating lies under the guise of prophecy. The church is now becoming a source of problems, especially in Zimbabwe and Nigeria, because this one sounds very Nigerian. But I'm saying, guys, why are you so desperate for prophecy? Like, you are listening to liars. People, when I hear in love, who are lying to the people? They are just content creators. And for me, I look at, what's his name? Chiwenga. Is it Chiwenga? He's apostle. He's an apostle. He's a content creator. It's okay to comment on things, but don't lie that you're an apostle or you're a prophet. No, just say, you know what, yo, I love to comment. I love to talk about God. And that's okay. Because guys, there's a way that apostles behave. Prophets, bishops, teachers, and evangelists, there's a way that they have to behave. And we look at how they act, their fruits, but coming out and be talking nonsense and be lying to the people, and you actually listen to him, it's nonsensical. He is not a prophet. He's just a content creator. He's someone who's just commenting on the happenings of the world. I feel, honestly, I don't know what I can say to the church. Read your Bible and just leave it. You read your Bible. Once you read it and leave it, you will never have problems with all these people. None whatsoever. But because you always want to hear what other people say about your spirituality, your relationship with your Father. Imagine me the way that I love my dad, and my dad and I, we are buddies. And I don't care about what my other siblings are saying. I love my relationship with my father, or people say. So when you don't have a relationship with Yahweh, your father, you want to hear what other people are saying. What are they going to say about your relationship with him? He's lying. He's just a fake prophet, spreading lies. And actually, I can't even believe that he's being entertained as a servant of God. A servant of God. Yes, Zimbabwe's in drama. You like drama. Anyway, all I can just say is it's fake, it's fake. And by the way, let me just cancel it. If that is the plan of the enemy, it's cancelled. What is the purpose of us being the children of God? Is to have the power to call the devil to order. Okay? So if that is the plan, I said it is cancelled. It will never happen. GEZA will live to fulfill the number of his days. The enemy will not snatch his destiny. So that one is already dealt with. Forget. We focus on making sure Emerson Mnangagwa is out of the office. That is the goal here. Because he's a liar and a waste of time for the Zimbabwean people. He is not leadership material. That is the goal. All these shenanigans and side shows we don't have time to entertain. We are focusing on the main thing. Zimbabwe has to be sorted. Okay, so you guys can do all that you want. Pay. Can I tell you? Today, I actually wanted to say to you, do you know some of these stories that I'm making at it's well sponsored? These stories are to keep you busy. Don't you know this regime is wicked from the pit? It is wicked. They are trying everything to neutralize GEZA, but they are too late. Way too late. Okay, so guys, musangotera dzimwe snabasses varikutumwa vana. You are looking at people who refuse money. Okay, some of us, we refuse the money. So we know what we are talking about. Vari kutumwa vana. Ma stories amuri kunobva kuna Facebook. They are kusponsor. They pay these content creators to create scenes and stories so that you guys can pay attention to that while a lot of nonsense is going on in the country unchallenged. And it's time for us to be smart as Zimbabweans. We have to be smart. Anyway, moving on, because the whole thing of GEZA and the Nyokayemabhunu, I never commented much on Nyokayemabhunu. There were reasons why I did so. I actually don't like the chaos and the toxicity that's going on with Zimbabweans as far as the Nyokayemabhunu story is concerned. But at this time here, I was like, let me pay attention. But I also want to say, before you guys actually listen to him speak, I want to say to you Zimbabweans, whoever is behind the Nyokayemabhunu story, I just want to ask you, how do you sleep at night? You know you know you're behind someone else who's locked up in prison. Does that make your family better? Is that changing Zimbabwe right now? Does that make your family better? And I repeat, how much success did you accumulate for this guy to be locked up? You know, when you're cursed, you act and not even knowing that you are a psychopath. If your job is to make sure that you lie or you plan it so that other people can go to prison, I pity for you. I pity you, sorry. I really do pity you. Because I can see things are not going to be okay for you. Because once you saw evil, it's just a matter of time. Your day is coming. Zimbabweans, please, I know it's not all, but I know there are some people out there who thrive in hating others. Brothers and sisters, your day is coming. Your day is coming. It is just a matter of time. Treat other people with respect, but surely celebrating that your brother is behind bars. You celebrate. You think you have achieved something in life. Today I was reading the Bible. I normally read, when I want to read my Bible, I always read like every day. Like the books of Proverbs, it's like 31 Proverbs, right? If it's also a month of 30, it's okay. I'm always going to play around. I can read other chapters, like 2 chapters per day just to cover up. But when I was reading chapter 17 today, it said something that was interesting. It spoke about the issue of bribe. That the person that gives bribe has got power and they accumulate wealth using others. Mesemru Shandis Wana Emerson Mnangagwa, he has got his goal to turn Zimbabwe into a kingdom so that his children benefit, not your children. His children benefit and abuse your children. What a fool. So that he can abuse the people. And some of you think, oh my God, I'm loved. Really? You have got children that are coming. You've got children's children, even you young boys. If you keep this evil family in that position, you will never know peace, Zimbabweans, for life. Because this family is huge. And the stealing they've been doing, they're stashing money in foreign lands is to use that money against you. And you are sitting and thinking you have achieved something. You are successful by just getting maybe $100,000. Oh no, that's a lot of money. They'll never give you that money. Maybe let's just say you get like 5,000 US dollars. Right? But let's listen to Nyokayemabhunu, please. It's so sad. I will never do that even to my worst enemy. To hate someone else because I get money, it's nonsense. Take a listen, please.
Ndinokukwazisa mangwananana regai kutende zvikuru pane basa ramuri kubata nemacontribution amuri kuita pamusoro pekesi yangu yatakatarisana nayo. Ndinotenda zvikuru kune zvose zvamuri kuita. Rambai makadaro. Mwari anoramba ari Mwari. Nemumwe musi zvinogona kutinakira zvakanaka. Asi ndatora mukana uno kuti nditaure nemi ndichikuzivisai ndati ndiitere vhidhiyo ndichikuzivisai pamusoro peshanduko yaapo pamusoro pechannel pane zvakanga zvaitika nevatakatumawo takati ivo vachiita incharge kuti vatibatsire pane nyaya nhau nechekuita nenyaya dzefundraising. Fundraising yakuitwa nageneral story ichange ichiitwa zvakare nagodhuniziva zvose. Chikonzero chataitira izvozvo ndofunga ndazviisa mumaaudios. Ndine urombo kutaura panguva yakamanikidzika kudai nekuda kwokuti hatitenderwi kuva tichishandisa mafoni mujeri. Saka ndatibudisa pachena kuti izvi zviri kubva pakati pomwoyo wangu. Hapana ari kundifosa kuti nditaure izvi. Nekuda kwezvikonzero maaudio muchange muchanzwa andaisa zvakare. Saka Mwari ngaakuitirai zvakanaka. Tinotaura kubatana. Rambai makabatana. Speak with one voice. Muramba muchitaura nezwi rimwe chete kusvika Mwari atiitira zvakanaka. Zvizhinji zvandaifanira kunge ndichitaura asi ndichazotaura kana Mwari andipa mukana wekunge ndichibuda. Saka tenzi ngaakuitirai zvakanaka. Mwari aramba achikuchengetai. Ndinotenda zvikuru kuramba muchibatsira nenzira iyoyo. Zvizhinji muchazvinzwira mumaudhio. Ngatitaure izvi kuitira vamwe vaye vanenge vachiti aiwa ari kumanikidzwa kutaura, aiwa handina ari kundimanikidza kutaura. Kana unzanza achaiswa pakona, aiwa bodo handina anondiisa pakona. Asi inyaya ine chekuita nenhau dzatakatarisana nadzo kuti zvinhu zvifambe zvakanaka. Malawyers ari kutaurwa nezvawaye haazi malawyers auya nhasi. Akagara aripo aitoshanda naChris. Saka aishanda naChris. Anova Sherin naiye Yuge vaishanda vese vari pamwe chete. Saka chakazoitika ndechekuti Chris akazodzokera mashure achiti haachakwanisa kunge achiuya. Ati haachakwanisa kuuya kudaro. Ndo pakazoti akayamba aisa audio achitaurira Yuge kuti basa riende mberi. Kusainwa kunzi kwakazoitwa last week. Vamwe vakuti Nyokayemabhunu akamanikidzwa. Aiwa ndakumanikidzwa. Malawyers aya ndo agara aripo achishanda naChris. Saka havasi zvigananda. Ngatiti zvibudise pachena. Malawyers aya haasi zvigananda ende vari kubata basa rakanaka. Ngatirambei takabatana. Kune vane mwoyo wekundibatsira ndinokumbira mundibatsire through Ana Godwin, because Ana Godwin ndakanzwa kuti makanyeperwa muchinzi zvigananda. Aiwa havasi zvigananda. General story havasi zvigananda. Malawyers aya havasi kushandiswa nezvigananda.
All right. So in a nutshell, people are kind of contributing towards his lawyer fees, and so that he can be represented well. Wow, there's been a lot going on the streets, and I didn't want to get involved. The toxicity is too much. Pane vanhu vane ma YouTube channel ari kungospila vaya, honestly, and it's just not right. And I'm asking myself, Kuti, how do you guys sleep at night? Like, honestly. I understand that when there's nothing trending, people don't make much money on YouTube. That's why they end up creating lies just for them to have content. But at what cost? Because you are causing a lot of chaos just for you to have content. It's quite very sad though. It's very sad. It's the mentality. Zimbabweans, what is it? What's happening with us? Actually, yesterday I saw a report from South Africa that there's a country, they did not mention the country. Some people were just speculating that they are really focusing on because of the chaos they are causing in South Africa. And I was like, I just hope it's not Zimbabwe. I just hope it's not. They did not mention because they knew what would happen. But they are very serious because that came from the president's office, from Ramaphosa's office. You understand? So I'm just like, guys, the chaos and the toxicity is too much. When are we going to be a country that's just focusing on building ourselves and enjoy life? Really living, smiling, eating. It's just, guys, I wonder, even Mnangagwa, how do you feel? How do you wake up in the morning with all the chaos that you see? It's actually very sad. Anyway, moving on, the issue of Cooksman. I took my time, really gathering my thoughts and just being nice, because I know Cooksman well and he also knows me well. Okay, I did not talk to him though, but I wish I could. The reason why I don't want to talk to him now is because I can see that he's very much charged. He's charged and he's not understanding that when people ask questions, they're just seeking clarity. They don't want to fight. But for him, he's always charged for a fight. I don't have time to, I can't. When someone is in that spirit, we can't chat with me. I want to talk to a person who is really calm, and very clear when it comes to what they're trying to push, the narrative. So first and foremost, Cooksman came here and say he's unhappy with Nelson Chamisa's leadership. Okay, very much unhappy, and he wrote a list. Just apologize to individuals. I think Zimbabwe is now becoming a land of apology. Remember, we've been talking about Cooksman apologizing. Now we have Wally 10 who's also apologizing. I'm glad at least we are heading somewhere. Because people are able to say, I'm really sorry, I fumbled, but I'm a better person now. Only waiting for one man to apologize, Emmerson Mnangagwa, for the mess and the pain he's caused us. Anyway, back to Mr. Cooksman. Now, after this is now spoken about how ZANU-PF has really been so good to its loyalists. Okay. And he doesn't understand that for us to actually be here is because of those issues of ZANU-PF and its loyalists. People who believe that because they support ZANU-PF, they're entitled to stealing, they're entitled to abduct, to torture, and to kill. They're entitled to worship a president. It's the reason why we want change in the country, because Zimbabwe is stuck because of the modus operandi of the ruling party. So to come in and say, oh, but at least they behave better because they're stealing. They're stealing from the Zimbabwean people. Then so what are you representing, my brother? Cooksman, what are you representing? All right. So what really touched me was the question that was asked by one of the guy who was part of the fundraising for Cooksman. Guys, during the time of the campaign of Chamisa, there was a time Cooksman, I think he had a challenge. I remember what happened. I think people stole from him or he lost his channel. I don't know what really happened there. Then he lost some money and people came up, fundraised money. There was a gold fund for Cooksman. Okay? I'm talking that was done by the opposition party. And the Cooksman received money from them. I don't know, some people even contributed in pounds, some in dollars. But now he's coming out and saying when you're in the opposition, you don't get nothing at all. But when you're in the ruling party, you get cars, you get land, you get houses, whatever the case may be. But let's just going back to him. And that to me hurts me the most. I equated the behavior for Cooksman like a person who is in a relationship with a man she thinks don't give her better money. And then she fall in love with the man that is giving her more money. So she would rather live where the genuine, authentic love is. So it's not about the love, it's about greedy. Get me right, I'm going somewhere. And I'm not saying he is, I'm saying his behavior that he's exuding right now. And apart from him, say Chamisa is not, and I'm going to go to the Chamisa one, but I want to send her here. It's ZANU-PF can give you cars but you forgot. I here. Listen, guys, I'm not expecting anything from anybody. If you are giving me something, it's not because I care really much to say, you come and give me money. I'm not going to come in and say, I'm going to be begging from you. No, if you help me, I appreciate it. But can we hate people under the guise of things? I was going to respect Cooksman if he could just move away. Move away from the opposition. See you tomorrow dining with ZANU-PF and believe in your life. Nobody cares because it's your constitutional right to change. If you don't like this political party, you can move to the next political party. But walking out and write a whole long list and accuse someone, and I'm talking about Chamisa, guys, okay, if I can be quarter, or if I can do quarter of what Chamisa has done in his life, politically, I've done well. I, as Rumbi, if I can do like a quarter of what Chamisa has done in his political career, I've done a lot. Because if I can only imagine, if I think of what these people have been through. Guys, do you know the abductions, the torture, the killings? They were all laid on Chamisa. After Morgan Tsvangirai. I want you to get this right. Guys, I can only imagine someone being killed. Even if you've got an employee, then you know that your employee has been killed. Saving you. It breaks you into pieces. The trauma is real. I don't know if people write before they think or they just write. I wouldn't know what's happening behind, because to me, and again, the other thing that, with all due respect, okay, I talk to people a lot from Zimbabwe, and most of the times, I think you guys can testify. We all know that we've got Starlink, okay, that it really has brought a lot of efficiency in Zimbabwe. Some people have got access to Wi-Fi, but we can all agree that majority in Zimbabwe are struggling to actually talk to you for long because of data, okay? But he was able to go for hours online, okay? You see this? He's complaining that he's struggling. He doesn't have money, but he's going for hours. You know, I said if I can do quarter of what Chamisa has done in his life politically, I really have done well. Because I'm an emotional person. That if one person can be hurt, just like I'm not gonna sleep with pain. And with all that we have gone through in Zimbabwe, we all know that, guys. You move from pillar to post. ZANU-PF destroys everything. Whatever moves that he makes, guys, and then somebody's gonna come out and say, oh, but he's not actually a very good leader. Then the good leaders are those that are killing, abducting, torturing, stealing. They're the good leaders. So what do you stand for? And I've always said to people, as someone made a comment of saying, ZANU-PF never trusts you. I agree with that person. Do you know, I've always said this. Could once somebody come out openly to humiliate another person and then move to your camp, it's a red flag. Even an employee can fight with the employer online and then come to your camp and look for a job. Don't employ them. It shows the kind of person they are. Hear me out. I'm trying to put out a principle, so you guys are gonna get it. Okay. There's other people, my brother, I just hope you don't get there. They don't trust you. They're actually going to poison you, kill you. They don't trust you. They can use you. Because what they're trying to do is to weaken Chamisa, in my opinion. Okay, I'm not a politician, but I think that's the modus operandi. They are known for decades, always try to weaken other people. Do you understand? Don't do it, brother. You can walk away and move to another party, but going out openly, publicly so. And guys, when you are saying you've got the number of someone, to me, if I know you, right, I know you and I can speak to you on the phone and I can tell you this is not right. I don't have to come publicly. Okay, guys, I talk to politicians, all of this that you're talking about, but I can't, there are things that they say confidently. They do it, they say it in confidence. I can never come out here and say it because then I've broken the rule. You understand it? They say it in confidence because they respect me and I respect it. Then I must come out here and say it. If you actually talk to the person with the number, no, you rather make an appointment and meet up with them and say, I don't think you're right, dude. You lose. Yeah, that's not it. But going openly on social media, knowing very well what it will do, That's just my take. No, there's a lot that he needs to think about, my brother Cooksman. If you hear me out, if you hear this video, I'm just saying to you, go back and introspect. Because let me tell you what's going to happen. Who knows? God knows what. We don't know what the future holds. Chamiso will wake up and be the president of Zimbabwe. Nobody knows what the future holds. It may not be now. It may not be next year. It may not be this year. But it will happen eventually if he keeps on holding on to the cause. History will remember him. So be careful of what you say. What you should be speaking against are the criminals who have ruined Zimbabwe. These are the people you need to just... Mnangagwa should be your goal. Should be your main focus. Not victims of oppression. You may disagree in one way or the other, but honestly, sometimes we need to think before we act, or think before we write, or we say. The real culprit here is Emadutson Damuzo Mnangagwa. We should all be going mad. Anyway, we are talking about Mnangagwa in the evening so that you can get more details of what's going on out there. You guys don't even know. Don't even know the person that have caused misery. He walks and walks at the airport putting hands in the pockets. You should all ask yourself why he's not afraid of the people. That for you to actually think that the victims are the problem. I'm not saying Chamisa is perfect. Surely there are so many things that he needs to improve because he's human. But that does not guarantee you to call him a failed leader. Because when you have never done even a percentage of what he's done, and I'm saying this respectfully, sir, you know, sometimes we need to acknowledge where strength is, where capability is. It doesn't matter. It may not look like, let me just tell you, some people just busy watering because they actually don't even know how this regime operates, or they have never studied, or they just hear things that are not correct. But based on what I've experienced, for me, I'm in a short space of time, 4 years, I was focusing on my life and family. So I did not really pay attention to the Zimbabwean politics. Until I was like, no, man, every time I travel, there's no change. Something must be wrong here. And I began to do my research. That is about 2.5 years ago. But otherwise, in 2.5 years, I've already come to a conclusion. And I stand by my guns. Mnangagwa is a problem, is a tumor that needs to be removed. Maybe Mnangagwa, some people say it's ZANU-PF. Guys, listen, I don't disagree with you. But all people in ZANU-PF are afraid of the same person, Emerson Mnangagwa. During the Mugabe era, they were afraid of the same person, Emerson Mnangagwa. And you guys can see that. And I'm not saying ZANU is a party. Okay, I agree. ZANU is a party, should be disbanded, destroyed for good. But we must be honest, guys. Mnangagwa is problematic. Right now, look how he's infiltrating SADC. Did you see Wikinoshiva sitting with Mozambique, taking my pictures to show you? Trying to sell this narrative that we are powerful. Because that's his modus operandi. So beware and be smart, be sober, be vigilant. Don't be played. Be smart. Most of them she took around victims that to struggle fighting the same system than to hold hands and say, I know you are weak. You may not be that strong, but with my little bit iota of strength, can I borrow you a little so we can hold hands and fight the real enemy? The real enemy is Mnangagwa and his family, including their children. You guys don't see it. They're the most dangerous. And I have said to other people, this Kudata Gwire thing that you see is actually not Kudata Gwire. Kudata Gwire is just a front. Mnangagwa is after building a kingdom for himself and his children. Kuda is just a front. Because I've said this and I repeat it. Someone very close to Mnangagwa's son, Sean, told him that I'm going to be the one after my father, second to the throne. I'm saying as the words came out, second to the throne, which means they're already seeing Zimbabwe as a kingdom. They have passed it in we're going to talk about that in the evening because this is a very serious issue here. So don't attack Manachami and say, oh, this is nothing. Forget about that. He has got a lot to change, a lot to work on, but honestly, it's not the problem that we are dealing with in Zimbabwe today. Focus on the goal. The goal is Mnangagwa and his family. They have ruined Zimbabwe. And if you're not seeing that part, then you're not serious. You really don't want to see a better nation. Let's focus on the person that is the problem here. Is this family. And I stand, I would die for this, and I can go to heaven freely and happily and be dining in heaven. I stand by my words. Mnangagwa and his family are cancer, tumor that needs to be removed in Zimbabwe. And it be removed for good. For good. And I mean it. For good. If you see them walking as if nothing is happening, and yet there's a lot of pain in our people, that will show you that we are dealing with devils, and we need to do the right thing and do away with them for good. And I stand by my words. This one, I'm happy to die for it. I'm happy I'll give my soul for it. Because I know what it will do to generations to come if we don't act together. Not because of politics, but because it's a principal thing to do. Military, police, Zimbabwean, everybody to stand against nonsense. They can't be better than the nation. No way. They can't be better than the Zimbabwean people. It cannot be. Abana family knew everyone else. We want more time in the office to abuse the people. And so we can eat and drink and marry and marry and marry and hate you for good. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. We stand firm. And I said, more details will come in the evening. You'll be shocked. So stop fighting small little things. Cooksman, you are focusing on the wrong things here. Chamisa has a lot of things to improve, but he's not the main problem. Let us not act like we are crazy. He's not the problem. Cars and money and what we have, everything that we need when we deal with the tumor that we are facing right now, that needs to be removed. I just hope that makes sense, guys. Don't listen to lies that you hear. Oh, these Rumbi works with who? I don't know them, those people. Focus on the goal. They are doing everything in their power to silence us, but that will never work. They came way too late, because first and foremost, the mouth came from God, not from a person. The wisdom and came from God. The time belongs to God. The protection belongs to God. They're just human beings who are desperate for an illusion that doesn't exist, because they're going to lose it just like that. The same way they took it, the same way they will lose it. I love you, bless you, and bless Zimbabwe. Keep your focus. Don't listen to nonsense. Bye for now.